Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing fine. And today we will continue with the same topic that we have for this partial, which is the environmental part of sustainability reporting. And in today's class, we're going to go a bit deeper to what we did before the holidays. I hope that you remember a little bit. We are going to talk about how to produce key performance indicators that might help us to report what's relevant in the firm. So this is a framework that is widely used in Europe. I will give you the reference in Canvas so you can also take a look. But this process starts from um, setting the strategy, the sustainability strategy. The senior manager should determine what indicators are important for the firm, what's the sustainability, or in this case, the environmental strategy. And then the second step is to identify who is going to be who are the stakeholders. That's basically the question that they intend to answer in step number 2. And as you can see here, we have the environmental management system. That's what we work on before the holidays. I hope that you remember that part. So we start by setting the strategy, like the overall strategy. Then we identify the stakeholders, and then we design the environmental management system. That's what we already did. And from there, we move to reviewing the data requirements and sources where we're going to get the data to fill the indicators. And if it is necessary, you start again the whole process, right? You need to start again from redefining the KPIs. You need to start redefining the strategy, all of that. And finally, if things go smooth this time, instead of redefining things, you can go and build a report. So I think that before we went to the holidays, we ended up here in the environmental management system. I think you did an activity about that where you more or less describe an environmental management system. And that's also important because it is related with the final project of this course that you will have to propose or suggest kind of of the framework of this environmental management system. But now you also need to think about where you're going to pick up the data from. Is it internal? Is it external? And once you start picking up the data, do you need to change something? So that's basically the next steps. So some common key performance indicators. I think I also talked about this before the holidays, and we have been talking about this throughout the whole course, but just kind of a reminder, we have the footprint in carbon. We also have one for water, so it's important. Energy consumption. Then in carbon and energy, you also have you can also be more objective, and you can calculate if you are paying for a permission or something to drop or to throw away some carbon emissions. That's the first thing that we did in this partial, where we kind of make some calculations in here. And we also have another rates, like for example, the product recycling rate or the waste reduction rates. Those are rates that are relevant. But the problem, and I think in here I want to make a connection with the guest that we have last week, and I think that that was kind of the message that even some of you say that. I think I remember Daniel and I think someone else, I think Dulce also asked a question about this, which is still difficult to kind of put into an indicator something about the environment. And I think this is proof of that, because we only have kind of an idea of what to do, but we don't really have that in practice. We don't have like good standards. We don't have a good framework that people can follow. So to finish with my presentation, this presentation is going to be short because I want you to do some research in this for this class, this homework. And this last thing is, this is also from the same report that I will give you in Canvas, and it's also widely used in Europe. It's very it's very common to see this kind of reports in Europe. But the thing is that because it's not mandatory, it's not that you will always find it. But as you can see here you have the indicators that are relevant, like for example, this one, emissions from unit boilers. So this is about a firm that would need some heating for producing whatever they are doing, and then they have in here the numbers, and then well they have two ways to measure it, and they also have the target, so you can take a look at what you are doing. And that was actually, I think, what we were asking to our guest: is it possible to find the actual performance and not only like a marketing advertisement saying that we spent, I don't know how much money on something? Can we analyze if, or can we find information if things are going according to the strategy? What is the main strategy? What's going on in there? So I think that the trend should move more towards these kind of things, because if you can find this from every company, every public company, for example, in the US, that would be great, because then it will be easier to compare. And then you will take a look at if they met their targets or not, and if they didn't meet their targets, why, or if they are meeting their targets, what's the strategy, and then other companies can follow that strategy too. So I think it kind of it kind of becomes more coherent, right? If we have kind of a framework or a method that is more, it doesn't have to be numerical or quantitative, but something that people can follow, right? And then you can get a sense of, even if they are doing wrong, it doesn't mean that doing wrong is bad at some point. Maybe you can learn from that, that if they are not doing exactly amazingly, it's like in numbers, right? Like the last year was really bad in financial terms for everyone, and you will read all of the reports where companies are not doing well, where they are not getting profit, but you can understand what's going on. So it can be the same in here. So I think I will stop my video in here, because in the next video I want to explain the homework. I think this homework is very interesting. You can start getting a sense of what's going on in the industry, what are the reports that are relevant in the industry, and then you can get some ideas for the project that you will do in the end, which is also something that I would like to talk about with you.